Good God.
Welcome back to another edition of Vigo on Break. I'm your host, Dynamite J. Andrews. Got the Mississippi Sweat Man beside me, Logan Creed, and he is one hot fella.
We're in the sauna, man, here in Mississippi.
Just came a little shower for about 3 minutes, so everything's wet. And it was about 150 degrees, it felt like outside, so now it's, plus that.
Oh,
So
this sucks.
a little moisture in your life.
Yeah, there's a lot of moisture.
So today gonna talk wrestling documentaries.
Yeah, I was playing.
Yeah, let's do the good, bad, and the ugly, and anything else that falls in there.
Yeah.
You been watching The Dark Side of the Ring? Did you watch the
Yeah.
Grizzly Adam ones?
Grizzly Adams.
Grizzly Smith?
The hell is that?
I don't know. Grizzly somebody.
Yeah, Grizzly Smith. Yeah, that one was pretty messed up.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just reiterated the things we already knew about Jake and that kind of thing, but it definitely told some others.
There was well more to that story than we ever knew.
Yep, Grizz was definitely a pedophile for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
And, hopefully he's in...
And they even kind of made accusations that he might have been involved in the daughter that died.
Yeah, because she was going to break the story.
I'm like, what the? And they're like, well, we never saw him, in a room crying. We never saw him crying, period.
I mean,
they
definitely
were
dark.
bring on Unsolved Mysteries, and we're going to go into it. He's like, ain't no sense in doing that.
Yeah, we don't want to know the truth.
Because if they do, I might be going to Iron Bar Motel.
Yep.
But, man, it's scary some of the times the stuff that comes out about somebody after they died. Look at Snuka. Right as he's dying, they're like, you're a convicted murderer.
Yep.
Oh, he's dead now. Well, I guess it's too late.
Yep. Yeah, because it said, like Jake's mom was like 13, and the Robin's mom was like 15 or 16, and then he shows up at the daughter's house with like a 9-year-old.
I didn't understand the whole point where, who was it that was telling a story about they picked up a girl to ride with them, but I never understood why.
Yeah.
Why, were you fucking stupid?
Yeah, that was a baby doll.
Baby doll. I'm like, why would you have a 15-year-old
well,
girl riding around with you?
13. You picked up a 13-year-old, 14-year-old girl, and she went 3 days with us, slept in the room with him. I didn't think anything about it.
What'd you think she was, his secretary? What the hell?
I'm like, that's a little, I don't know if I'd told that one.
Bro, that's a hard one to watch. It really was.
For sure. But that led me to watching The Resurrection of Jake. I never saw that.
I'd seen it a while back. It's on Amazon.
It was. It's not on there anymore.
I didn't know.
Yeah, because people were complaining. I found it on YouTube for free. And people were complaining that it wasn't on like Amazon, Netflix, and all that anymore.
Oh, okay.
So it was cool, but that was a messed up.
But you like DDP? Like DDP held him to everything. Like, man, if you screw up, I'm gonna tell you screw up.
And it was some hairy moments in there for sure.
I thought it was gonna come to blows once or twice.
Yeah. When the little doctor or whatever was like trying to get him to do a drug test or something. Don't you touch me!
Yeah. I mean, him and DDP got into it in a truck at one time, and I really thought they were gonna pop.
He was like, I ain't got no shoes on because my feet hurt. So tote your shoes. Don't leave them there. Like, you walking around with no shoes on.
And then it brought Scott Hall into it.
Yeah.
And Scott was messed up on the phone, some kind of bad.
Yep. So,
brother, you remember back when, and like the stories were making no sense. I'm like, this brother is fried right now.
He said, the only thing in my body is vodka.
Yeah, okay. A little prescription additives.
But definitely crazy, the lifestyle some of these guys have,
And then last I'd heard, he had some form of cancer.
Nah, I have no idea.
And then I think he got rid of it, and now he works for AEW. I really wonder how that's playing off in real life, I mean, we haven't seen nothing bad.
Right.
But yeah, we don't know how their wellness policy is there.
True.
So,
yeah. I started watching. You remember MTV did the like real life pro wrestling thing or whatever? Like years and years and years ago, like Attitude Era. Like they're following around like Chyna and Triple H and Tony Atlas and like Shark Boy. Like,
yeah, I saw the Shark Boy when that's the one I was thinking of.
So
What is that? The one where they made the newspaper guy?
No, that's like.
Well, that was MTV
Yeah,
too, wasn't
yeah, it was just a different version of the same
Okay,
show, I think.
Okay.
This one mainly is following, like, the story is about China and Triple H being couples in real life and on TV, and then how, like, being at the top and then coming to the bottom with Tony Atlas. So it was okay.
Is that him living out of a real crappy apartment?
Yeah,
Yes, I
barbecue
did
and
see
stuff.
that one, Yeah.
Yeah, where he's like wearing the like whole American flag outfit or whatever. Yeah. That he's like, I'm just glad that I got to be Tony Atlas. I'm like, well, that's a good point. Like, because like he said, not everybody gets to live their dream, and he did. So
he got to be something special.
mm-hmm.
I think the story I always think of with him is, the Bruiser Brody deal. Because, hell, he basically carried the man to the hospital.
Yeah.
Without him, Brody at least had a semi-chance.
A fighting chance, yeah.
And then, what happened.
I remember a story about Tony Atlas where, I guess somewhere maybe like Mid-South or Continental or somewhere down, it was a Southern promotion. They had it might have been Memphis or something, I don't remember, but they built him up and had him come out and do lift all these weights and do this and that.
Well, Al Snow tells that story.
And then he goes out and
has a 10 to 15 minute competition match with this guy.
No, you just killed everything we built.
Yeah, Ole Anderson told him off in the back.
Yeah.
He goes, look at that mirror. You see what you look like? Now you see what he looks like. How the hell are you competing with him? You got up on the second rope, delivered 10 full shots to his face. He come away with no blood.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for destroying the territory.
Yep. So.
I mean, but you think about if Ole was booking now with all the flippy floppy stuff.
He'd have a heart
Oh,
attack.
he'd have 12 heart attacks.
He's probably
all the
had
time.
a heart attack
Yeah.
watching. I mean, I'm a big Ole Anderson fan. Maybe not agree with Ole, with everything he says or does or whatever, but in the ring, I always liked Ole. Him and the Four Horsemen are my favorite version of the Horsemen. So,
Well, hell, he had to be there. He was one of the original.
yeah, but he definitely, I bet he definitely just had a brain aneurysm from
Anything, CZW, AEW, all of them.
He probably don't even watch wrestling.
Oh, he probably don't. Or if he does, he just turns it on for a second and goes, okay, that's enough.
Yep.
But,
I went down a little rabbit hole of clips of kind of it was all WWE stuff, but it was little stories or whatever. But there was this cool one where and you may remember this. It's when the Wyatt family was real popular, and it was Harper, Rowan, and Strowman.
mm-hmm.
And I guess Undertaker and Kane, maybe Bray was going to attack Kane or something. Undertaker came out, or vice versa. But it just shows Bray in the ring and Undertaker Kane in the ring, and just the stare down, and the crowd's feeding. And for the longest time, they're just standing there. And then they go to make a move, the lights go out, and Bray's music plays. They come back on, and Harper's on one side, Rowan's on one side, Braun's on the other. And I'm that could have been a huge, the Wyatt family could have been huge. It was a big thing, don't get me wrong,
but it stayed a big thing, and it didn't. Now he's the Fiend.
And
he's the lone remaining horse.
Yeah.
Because Braun's now gone.
Yep.
Rowan's gone. And Luke's dead.
It was just crazy that just them standing in the ring.
Yep.
And it wasn't for the fact that it was the Undertaker in the ring or Kane in the ring or Bray in the ring. It was all three, and just the excitement of what was about to happen, and how I was how big could that have been had those guys been in the 80s or the early 90s,
Back when people were booking.
Yeah, when you built guys to be winners,
Yep.
You built guys to be stars, not, we're the company where people come to wrestle.
Yeah. They did the same thing with the Shield.
Yeah.
Because it
could have been huge.
They were literally supposed to break them up the week before, and something happened, and they come back, and they decided to just test the waters, and they saw the crowd reaction. They're like, "Oh shit, we kind of stumbled on something."
Yeah, so we'll do this for a month or so.
Been begging, and why won't you do? I ain't saying this to the fans 24/7, but sometimes the fans are giving you a hint, and you just gotta be smart enough to pick up on the hint.
And I think that's something indie promotions, they fail to realize too. Is if you got someone that the crowd's getting behind, push them. And don't push them to where they look dumb. Like, push them to be dominant because obviously the crowd's getting behind them.
I mean, you just brought up to me a while ago in the restaurant about Nick Gage and getting attacked, and everybody thought it's Ambrose.
Yeah.
And turns out it's Cardona. I'm
Zack
sorry.
Ryder.
Cardona would be winning the first match.
Oh.
I'd be getting as much out of this as I humanly possibly could.
I mean, it was such a cool thing. You know, there's glass and everything everywhere, and he slides in. He's all covered up like Grim Reaper style or whatever, and he does the Moxley kind of arm thing, and the crowd goes
And they said he went,
insane.
Took that mask off.
Yeah, he hit them with like dirty deeds or whatever, the DDT, like they're eating it up. He pulls that mask off. It takes them a second to realize who it is. But once they realize, they're like, F you,
It's the
Ryder.
toy collector.
F you, Ryder. And he's like, F you, F you, F you, like pointing at him. And
I'm sorry, I'd work it all the way to a cage match.
oh, something, man.
It's too good.
I mean, in CZW, it'd be like death match, but or
But-
I think it was GCW, Game Changer
No,
Wrestling.
yeah, it is. It's that weird, the promoter, the guy that was
Yeah.
in in that other one, Dark Side of the Ring with Nick Gage. Did that guy just come off like a little weasel to you, or is it just me? Or did he just come off as a promoter?
I think he came across trying to take care of the guy that could take care of him.
I guess
You
so.
know.
I guess so.
If
you do what
nobody
you
else
gotta do to
wants
make
you, I
money.
do. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, a little Paul Heyman in him, you know.
He was basically,
Give me the guys you throw it away, and I'll take care of them. You
I
know?
mean, he wanted Nick Gage to basically be his Stone Cold Steve
Yeah.
Austin.
Yeah, and I mean, think about it. I mean, he is.
It's brilliant. I mean,
mean,
I'll give him that. He just-
You know, Nick Gage would not be as popular had it not been for him. So,
I guess
but at
that's
the same
true.
time, like I just read where that promotion's getting sued for like $500,000
Dear
from
God.
Independent Wrestling TV. Like they had a contract with them to exclusively have the rights to the pay-per-views and stuff they do, and they've been streaming them on Fight and everywhere else, and like they're
I was
suing them
gonna
for
say,
breach of contract.
I just saw it on Fight the other day.
Yep. So
I haven't watched one, but I'm just saying I saw it in the advertisement.
and the thing is, like they'll probably win because I mean you signed a contract, you broke
Well,
it.
if you got a contract,
I
you
mean, it's
can't-
open and shut, you know?
Unless you got some loopholes, and there
Yeah.
sometimes is.
Oh yeah.
Now, did you keep your part of the bargain? You know, there's always two sides of
I
one
mean,
story.
I'm sure there's probably gonna be a settlement or something, but just think like, hey, we're not in the wild west anymore. You know, like you can't do something and hope nobody sees it.
Yeah, in this day and age,
So
too many contracts, man.
absolutely, and if you sign them, you got to know, hey, that contract is legal binding agreement. You know.
Hey, you can even have a verbal one if you got it on message or
Yep.
something. You're in trouble.
Oh yeah. So, very very crazy. What's the weirdest documentary you've watched?
Oh God, what was the one that had the guy from Hellraiser?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't think of the name of it, but it was the one based
Like
off
Black
the
Label Pro or something.
yeah, they were, it was based off a clothing company, and I mean that dude wanted to shoot a PCO with New Jack, shoot him, then no sell it, get up and tombstone New Jack and win. How you gonna shoot a person and no sell it, get up and win?
Well, he's not human. I mean,
PCO is a pretty tough old dude,
But I
but
don't know if he
come
gets
on,
shot.
brother, you ain't the Terminator. Hey, he gonna get shot, get up, no sell it, and beat New Jack.
we watched a guy. Remember the pellet gun on a pole match or something? We watched in backyard
Yeah,
wrestling.
but I think he's wanting a real gun
He was.
gun.
Shoot him with my old 45.
I mean, I think the biggest weapon I got hit in the head with was a guitar. And that still sucked. So I can't imagine what a damn gunshot's gonna feel like. Well, no, I take it back. That barbed wire baseball bat messed my ass up. But
that was all your idea.
no, hell, it was. But yeah, that was probably the weirdest one.
That's definitely weird.
I mean, he slipped through his neck. I mean, they had movie props. I mean, in all honesty, if they could have kept up with the money,
yeah, it could have been cool.
it had potential. But they were, because it was so much devil worshiping
Yep.
stuff, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I know it's it was just a gimmick, they said, and but I'm like, man, you really want a niche audience. I'm like, you're limiting yourself. Why would you limit yourself?
And I think that's what, you want that diehard crowd, but sometimes that diehard crowd isn't big enough.
No.
So, definitely a little beefy.
But it
you
was
know.
honestly, that was one of the most interesting ones. I
Yeah.
thought it was really cool.
Yep. Yep.
And I was like, y'all got some potential. And then he started saying all the shooting people and all that other shit. I'm like, I'm a pretty weird dude, but even I'm just like, no.
There's a reason you need, at least at least 3 people to talk things through.
Yeah.
So sometimes that idea in your head doesn't look good when
My
you
first
say it out
question would be
loud.
like, is it a blank bullet and like some makeup, or what are you talking about?
No.
Oh no, real bullet. Oh, that's might die.
Well, you knew Jack. He's killed people and gotten off with it before. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure PCO's got a warrant or 2, you Jack just bounty hunting, that's all.
Accidentally shoot him in his damn head, then what? No sell that.
Oh, the guy that's insane and can't see to shoot me, Yeah, let's pass on that one.
That's right, because he only had one really good eye. Yeah, and PCO's only got one really good eye. So
let's pass on that.
No, let's not.
PCO, just jump out the ring, land on
Yeah,
the floor.
no kidding. I was like, now if he would have stabbed him, I might could have seen that. And I still ain't saying there's a safe way to do that, but I mean,
yeah, rubber knife.
but like I say, he slit dude's throat, with the makeup. But that was pretty cool. But I still say, like, my favorite documentary this very day, Beyond the Mat, is Unscarred.
Yep.
I love that one. I mean, a lot of people have no idea what it is, but it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's for free. But look it up. It's the story of Sick Nick Mondo.
And I bought the DVD of the new.
Oh, I rented it on Amazon.
Pretty cool.
I can't remember what it's
I
called.
don't either.
But if you look up Sick Nick Mondo documentaries, you'll find it. I mean, he come back for like one time in CZW.
As I think with Rory.
Yeah, and he did it because the kid that was in the audience
Yep.
that used to impersonate him was going to be in that. And then when he showed up, it was like the lights off, lights on type thing. I was like, no, that was cool. But he didn't come back and kill himself.
Yep.
And then he didn't come back and he didn't look like a sham like some old guys that have been brought back in WWE.
Yeah.
Well,
that's because he wasn't.
No,
he wasn't old.
He's like 30-something years old, maybe 40-something at this time.
Yeah, I'm like friends with him on Facebook or whatever and follow the stuff he does. He's a cool dude.
But then there was another one that had what was the tag team? It was a Prophet.
Oh yeah, Josh Prohibition and M-Dog 20.
M-Dog 20, that's what I was trying to say.
Matt Cross.
Yeah, Matt Cross. I don't know why I said Prophet. But anyway, you know what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But,
I just got the backyard wrestling video game for like PlayStation 2.
Really?
And it's M-Dog 20, like the cover is M-Dog 20 jumping through a table onto Josh Prohibition.
Yeah, the videos they're walking down the road and they got Juggalo Championship Wrestling's with them. I say, if you go back and look on there, there's a lot of really named
Those
wrestlers
dudes are
on there.
really good. Like Josh Prohibition, he had retired or whatever, but he came back a few years ago to AIW for like a one night only thing.
Really?
Yeah. Because it was pretty cool.
I just remember watching them tapes with you, but I mean, they started off as backyard guys.
Oh yeah.
And, they were doing crazy stuff. They were never. I think they finally eventually got trained.
They trained with like maybe JT Lightning or somebody.
I mean, but they were killing each other in the backyard. But like those little independent documentaries are the ones that stick out to me because you see stuff there you're not going to see in a WWE production.
Right.
And it's kind of like we was talking about the Warrior one. I still have not seen either one of the Warrior ones. But they said the A&E version, like they're all kissing Warrior's butt. And, he's the greatest thing ever. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. A couple of years ago, Vince made this whole DVD called The Self-Destruction of Ultimate Warrior, but y'all crapping on the dark side.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and I haven't seen it. I've seen the Destruction one. And everybody crapped on it.
Yeah. I mean, the AEW one's okay. I don't remember. I mean, I watched it once. I mean, I didn't.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't remember anything that was really either A, bad, or B, we didn't know about. Like, I thought it put him over as, like, a real human. Maybe that's what they were mad about.
That's what I talked to my friend Bill about. I'm like, you got to realize that guy's career basically was only 5 years old.
Yep.
And this dude went from a nothing to a dingo to a tag team to the world champion. And I'm like, it's crazy how fast but I mean, you talk about somebody with determination. I ain't going to say he did it exactly the right damn way, but he did what he had to do, and
Yeah.
he did it. And to this day, you're still talking about him.
That's right.
You're talking about a guy that literally had a 5-year career. That's not really saying a lot when you think about it in wrestling.
That's true.
I mean, Goldberg had a longer career.
That's sad.
But I mean, think about it. But who's more famous, Ultimate Warrior or Goldberg? If you
Warrior.
really had to think about it.
But again, Warriors from a period where they built stars,
Yeah.
you know.
And they pushed him through the roof.
Yeah, I hear people. I talk to people sometimes. Like, you know, this guy. And they're like, nah, I never heard of him. Like,
Yeah.
that's because
Ultimate Warrior. Oh, yeah, I know who
Yep,
that is.
yep,
Lex
I know.
Luger. Know
Yep.
who that is. Sting. Know who that is.
Mm.
But, yeah, that's one thing. Next time I see Pork Chop Cash, Cash got to wrestle Warrior. It's on YouTube.
Mhm.
You look it up. But he is stiffing the hell out of him. I just want to ask, like, was he beating the hell out of you? Because it looked like it. And from everything I've ever heard from anybody, is he was.
oh, I'm sure. But yeah, guys. So that's been this episode of Ego on Break. And until next time,
Watch wrestling.
watch wrestling.